Hello, students. So today we'll be learning common legal vocabulary in English. So the first topic is use of legal terms. So the first word is abscond. Abscond means to hide from law or jurisdiction. When a person fails to present themselves before the court when required, such as when they have been released on bail and not returned to court. For example, it can be used in a sentence such as the prisoners absconded from jail. Here, the word absconded is the past form of abscond. The next sentence is the thief is absconding from police. Here, the word abscond has been used in its present form. The next word is abduct. Abduct means taking someone away by force or to kidnap someone. Here, in the example, you can see the first example is the man was arrested for abducting a child. Again, here the word abducting is the present form of the word abduct. In the second example, we use the past form of abduct. So, the second example is the abducted children were rescued by the police. The next word is accomplice. Accomplice, it is a noun. Someone, it means someone who helps another person to commit a crime. Since accomplice is a noun, it has been used in the sentence the way it is. The sentence is the thief snatched my wallet while I was distracted by his accomplice. The second one is he was accused of being an accomplice in the murder case. It means here in this sentence, it means the main accused was also sorry. So it means he was also helping the main accused. The fourth word is accused. Who is an accused person? Accused person is someone who is charged with a criminal offense, which is used in its noun form. In its verb form, accused means to be charged with a criminal offense. So if you use accused in its verb form, you can use it in a sentence such as he was accused of theft. And if you use it in its verb noun form, it is used as the accused was sentenced to prison. So the next word is acquit. Acquit, it is also a verb. It means when a court lets a person go without any penalty, or if the court decides that a person is not guilty of crime. Here, it can be used in a sentence such as he was acquitted by the court as there was no evidence against him, or he was acquitted of theft. Here, in both these sentences, the word acquit has been used in its past form. The next word is adjourn. It means postponing a court hearing to a fixed date or indefinitely. Here, when we adjourn a meeting or a hearing, we might have a fixed date or a date may not be decided yet. It can be used in a sentence such as the court is adjourned till Thursday or the trial was adjourned until May. Since it is a verb, in the sentences, the word has been used in its past form. The next word is alibi. Alibi is also a noun. It means a claim that a person was elsewhere when crime was committed. So if someone was accused of a crime, their alibi is an evidence that the person was somewhere else where the crime was committed, or an attempt to prove that the person was somewhere else when the crime was committed. So a person can also serve as an alibi. Here in the sentence, we can see he provided an alibi which proved him innocent of the crime. And the next sentence is he was an alibi to the suspect, which complicated the murder case. So, since alibi is a noun, here in both the sentences, they have been used the way it is. They did not change their form. The next word is arrest. Again, this is a verb. It means to seize someone, usually because they are suspected of committing a crime, and take them into custody. In the sentence, you can see the police arrested the culprit, or he was arrested on charges of theft. Again, here in both these sentences, the word arrest has been used in its past form. The next word is arson. It is a noun. It means setting fire to something to cause damage to it. In the first example, we can see John was arrested for arson. Here, arson is used as a noun. It represents a crime. It means John was arrested for setting fire to something and causing damage to it. The next example is the shops were destroyed in an arson attack. So the shops were destroyed by somebody whose intention was to cause damage to it by setting fire to it. The next word is assault. So when someone threatens another person with physical harm, it is called assaulting that person. Words on their own do not amount to assault, but threatening gestures do, even when the person threatened is not touched. Here in the example, you can see he was arrested for assaulting a police officer. Here, arrested is used in its past form, while the word assault is used in its present form, present continuous form. The next topic is use of legal idiomatic expressions. The first idiomatic expression is a law unto themselves. So if somebody is a law unto themselves, it means that they follow their own rules instead of doing what other people say. In the example, you can see John is a law unto himself. The teachers can never get him to do what they want at school. Here it means John likes to follow his own rules. He does not like to listen to other people. He does not like to follow the rules that has been made by others. He does not like to follow instructions. He would rather follow his own rules. So here, John is a law unto himself. The teachers can never get him to do what they want at school. So here, the teachers are unable to make John do or follow the rules of the school. The next word is above board. So if something is above board, it means all it is all completely legal and honest. For examples, for examples, for example, the investigators wanted to confirm that the sketch records were above board. Here it means the tax records were legal and not false. So when we talk about documents, we can say they are above. When we submit correct documents, we can say we have submitted our documents are above board. It simply means that our documents are not false, and we have submitted authentic documents or records. The next one is to be caught red-handed. So to be caught red-handed means to be caught while in the act of doing a crime. For example, the defendant is definitely guilty of the crime. He was caught red-handed. So what does it mean? The defendant is guilty of the crime because he was caught while he was doing the crime. He was caught red-handed. That is why there was proof that he was guilty of the crime. The next expression is take the law into one's own hands. People who try to take the law into their own hands are trying to seek justice on their own. They do not ask for help from authorities or people who can legally administer the law. Taking the law into one's own hands is generally regarded as illegal. So sometimes what happens is we lose faith in the justice system, so we decide to take our own matter into our own hands. So most of the time, it is illegal because we end up doing a crime. Because it is up to the authorities to take any action. All we can do is complain, file a complaint. So when we take matter into our own hands, we end up committing a crime, and that becomes illegal. As you can see in the example, out of contempt, she took the law into her own hands and shot the cheating husband. Here, because her husband was cheating on her, she decided to take matters in her own hands, and she ended up committing a crime by shooting her husband. The last one is lodge a complaint. So we lodge a complaint if we are formally making a complaint against an individual, a group, or an organization. We usually lodge a complaint in a court of law or a government office. So this means when we lodge a complaint, it means we are officially, formally making a complaint, and it is up to the authorities to take steps, to take action about it. In the example, you can see the villagers lodged a complaint against the owners of a mine that polluted the river. So the villagers had the problem with the owners of the mine since the river was getting polluted. So what they did was they wanted the authorities to take some action. So they lodged a complaint, which means they formally made a complaint to the authorities. The next topic is legal proverbs. The first proverb is a bird in hand is worth two in the bushes. It means it is better to hold on to something that one has than to risk losing it by trying to get something better. So sometimes what happens is even if we have something, we look for more, and in that process, we we are in a situation where we have to get the other thing. We have to give up something that we already have, and we end up having none. So that's why it is said a bird in hand, which is a bird in hand means something that you already have, is worth two in the bushes, is worth more than something that you don't have, but you might want. The next is a friend in need is a friend in need. A friend who will help someone when help is needed is a true friend. So there are times when our friends do not help us when we actually need them, and it says a lot about how deep the friendship is. The next one is a rolling stone gathers no moss. So a person who does not settle in one place will not accumulate wealth or status or responsibilities or commitments. Just like a stone, when it is in one place for a very long time, it gathers moss. So it is a metaphor for when a person is situated in a place when a person is situated in a place he or she develops relationships in that place, responsibilities, wealth, or status. It is easy for him when he spends his time when he spends time in a particular place for a long time. It becomes easy for him to build something. But if he keeps on moving, if he keeps on moving around, he's unable to build that. He's unable to build his status, because building a status takes time. We create impression when we create a bond, we create relationships when we uh, invest our time in a particular place. But if someone's moving around, that becomes impossible. The next is a stitch in time saves nine. So it means if you sort out a problem immediately, it may save a lot of extra work. So here, a stitch in time, it means if it is a metaphor for one problem, one stitch for one problem, but sometimes what happens is we do not solve the problem when it is a small problem. So it ends up becoming a bigger problem. So a bigger problem means nine stitches, more stitches for more problems. The next one is action speaks louder than words. What someone does has more value than what someone says. It means someone's action has more value than what someone says, because sometimes we sometimes what happens is we say we'll do something, but we end up not doing it, and it means nothing. But when we actually end up doing it, it has more value. The next is, as you sow, so you shall be. The way you behave in life will affect the treatment you will receive from others. So it means that when you invest in something, it will come back to you. The way you do it. But if we don't put effort in something, the result will also be the same. The next one is better late than never. It means it is better to do something late than to never do it at all. Even if we do something late, we might have a result, but a good result. But if we don't do it at all, we end up not having anything at all. The next one is every cloud has a silver lining. It means every difficult or sad situation has a positive side to it. So whenever we are facing a different difficult situation or circumstances, we must always look for the positive aspects of it. That is all. Thank you.